Hello, myself, Professor Shantaya Gurmat, Department of Botany, MGVC Arts, Commerce and Science College, Muddebihar, Karnataka State. Friends, today's class we discuss about part 2, Pteridophytes. The best example is Xylotum. Example Xylotum, it comes under division Xylophyta, class Xylotopsida, order Xylotales, family Xylotaceae, the genus Xylotum. General characters of Xylotum. Xylotum belongs to the living order Xylotales, which is closely related to the extinct order Xylophytales of the Devonian period. Xylophytales were the earliest land plants and the oldest pteridophytes in India. The best example is the Xylotum nudum. Then we discuss about the external characters of Xylotum. Xylotum is a slender, tufted perennial herb 15 to 60 centimeters or more in length. It grows an epiphyte on tree trunks or on rock slopes, often hanging downwards or on the ground or rocks or bases of trees, often standing erect. The plant shows conspicuous dichotomous branching. It consists of a slender subterranean rhizome and slender green aerial branches. The rhizome is much branched, coralloid and brown, and bears many rhizoids but no roots. See friends, this is the external characters of Xylotum plant. The stem is unbranched at the base, but higher up it becomes profusely branched in a dichotomous manner, bearing minute bifid scale leaves slightly at the nodes. The branches are somewhat angular in outline. Then we discuss about the internal structure of stem. Transverse section of stem shows three important regions. One is epidermis, cortex, and vascular region. First, we discuss about epidermis. The outermost boundary of stem is formed by a single layer of epidermis with a thick outer walls. The epidermis is lined by a layer called cuticle, which is made up of cutin and waxes. The stomata have no subsidiary cells and have two prominent outer lobes. Then we discuss about the cortex. The cortex is differentiated into three important regions: outer cortex, middle cortex, and inner cortex. First, we discuss about the outer cortex. Outer cortex is composed of thin-walled, slightly lobed, loosely arranged, and chlorenchymatous elongated cells. The cells contains many starch grains. Then we discuss about middle cortex. It is composed of vertically elongated chlorophyll cells that have thickened walls and encloses comparatively smaller intercellular spaces. Then we discuss about the inner cortex. It is composed of several layers of cells which show gradual reduction of the thickness of cells as we proceed towards the stellar region. Friends, see the internal structure of Xylotum stem, the cuticle and epidermis, and the minute pore, that is a stomatal like appearance, means the stoma. Here the outer cortex, middle cortex, and inner cortex, and the endodermis and pericycle and stellar region. It contains xylem and phloem. The endodermal cells have distinct Casparian strips. The pericycle is single layered and consists of thin-walled cells. Then we discuss about the vascular region. Vascular region is surrounded by a single layer of pericycle and an endodermis. It consists of xylem and a phloem. The latter compactly surrounds the former. Internal structure of leaf. The leaf is merely an emergence without a vascular supply. It is made up of chlorenchymatous cells surrounded by an epidermal layer, devoid of stomata and chloroplasts. Then we discuss about the reproduction. Reproduction in xylotum have two important methods. One is vegetative reproduction and another one is sexual reproduction, means by the production of spores. Vegetative propagation of the sporophyte Hawley 1930 and the Beerhurst 1954 reported the presence of minute ovoid and multicellular outgrowths arising amidst the rhizoids on the rhizome of Xylotum nudum. These outgrowths are named as gymi. Then we discuss about the reproduction by spores. Spores are produced in specialized bodies called sporangia or synangia that appear on the aerial shoots. Synangia. The synangia in xylotum are not terminal but appear as a short stalked trilobed structures associated with distinct bilobed foliar appendages. Transverse section of synangium, it is partitioned into three sporogenous regions. The sporangial wall is made up of 3 or 4 layers of cells. The inner layers extend towards to form a septa of the trilocular sporangium. Each of the 3 chambers contains sporogenous tissue. Some of the cells of the tissue become spore mother cells. The spore mother cells undergo meiosis to form spore tetrads of haploid spores. The sporangium dehisces along 3 apical lines passing through median line of each sporangial lobe. See friends, this is the single synangium. It is a trilobed and it is attached at the base of the leaf, means bilobed leaf. And this is the next one is the transverse section of synangium. It is a trilocular, means 3 chambers, and it contains number of spores. Next friends, we discuss about the spore germination. Xylotum is homosporous. The spore tetrads may be tetrahedral or even isobilateral. The spore has an outer exine and inner intine. The spores germinate very slowly and it takes 3 or 4 months for a spore germinate in artificial culture. The exist of a rupture along the median slit. The intine protrudes of a small globular outgrowth which gradually increases in slit. Okay. The young prothallus at this stage consists of 2 cells. Next we discuss about the prothallus. The mature prothallus grows as a sporophyte with an associated endophytic fungus and is a cylindrical and imperfectly dichotomously branched structure. The mature gametophyte up to 20 mm. Numerous rhizoids arise from the surface of the gametophyte. Next we discuss about the sexual reproduction. The gametophytes are monoecious, means the sex organs are both the sex organs, the male sex organ and female sex organs. The male sex organ is known as entheridium and female sex organ is known as archegonium, are scattered over the surface of the gametophyte and occur intermingled. They start appearing along the sides of apical portion of the prothallus. First we discuss about the entheridium. The superficial initial divides by a periclinal wall into an outer jacket initial and an inner primary spermatogenous cells, the primary androgonial cells. Next we discuss about the mature entheridium. A mature entheridium is more or less globular structure without any stalk. It consists of an single layered wall with enclosed spermatocytes. The spermatocytes are spirally coiled and multiflagellate spermatozoids. Then we discuss about the archegonium. It develops from a superficial cell of the division periclinally into an outer cover cell and inner central cell. A mature archegonium consists of longitudinal rows of neck cells, each row of 4 to 6 cells high. The neck encloses a neck canal cell with 2 canal nuclei or 2 neck canal cells. There is a single ventral canal cell. See friends, this is the mature prothallus in xylotum. It is a cylindrical structure. It bears the male sex organ is antheridium and female sex organ is archegonium. Both are present in a prothallus. See, this is the antheridium. It is a globular structure with a small stalk. It's a archegonium. It's a flask-shaped structure. Here it is a cover cells and neck canal cells and ventral canal cells and neck cells are present. At the ventral canal region, there is a functional egg cell is present. Next, we discuss about the fertilization. It consists in the union of spermatozoid and the egg, followed by the fusion of the male and female nuclei, that is known as syngamy. Next, we discuss about the embryo. The zygote divides first by transverse wall into an epibasal cell or shoot cell towards the neck of the archegonium and hypobasal cell or foot segment below. The epibasal cell gives rise to the shoot system and hypobasal cell divides various planes and gives rise to the bulbous foot, which gives out haustorial outgrowth into the gametophyte. Friends, lastly we discuss about the life cycle of xylotum. Xylotum plant is sporophytic and it produces by spore production. Spores are developed in a specialized structure, the synangium. Synangium is a trilobed structure. Each synangium is trilocular in structure. It contains number of meiospores. Meiospores are known as they are haploid and each spore germinate and produce the gametophyte. Then the gametophyte produce two kinds of sex organs. One is antheridium and another one is archegonium. The antheridium produce the enterozoid or sperm and archegonium produce the egg. Both are united. The process is known as fertilization. Then there is a formation of a zygote. Then zygote divides to produce an embryo. Then the development of the new xylotum plant. So this is the life cycle of xylotum. In this life cycle, the sporophytic generation is dominant and gametophytic generation is restricted. Okay, thank you friends. So we meet in the next video.